What's going on, everybody? Hello, world. Welcome to my world. This is Poseidon, the great astrologer. I am here to give you a message through tarot, through psychic intuition, and through my involvement with the spirit realm to interpret the collective conscious energy and to solidify certain mindsets in your psyche, something that you vibe with, something that you find meaningful to you. I am here to deliver that to you all. This is going to be a post-Taurus new moon video, informational, and also a month of May prediction for the rest of Taurus season going into Gemini season. This is going to be your monthly prediction post the Taurus new moon. So, hi. So the stone that I'm currently focusing on right now that I have to kind of help me ground this energy is Agate. It's a very cooling stone. It's calming, and it helps to measure your strength. It helps you to stay calm and grounded and speak with courage, So this to me kind of encompasses a great multitude of the Taurus energy right now, So let's talk about the new moon yesterday, you guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this new moon. So the new moon in Taurus. Okay. Very groundbreaking. Very groundbreaking. Number one. Very groundbreaking. And why it was so groundbreaking was because we kind of met ourselves at a level where we generally don't meet ourselves, Taurus encompasses our values, and it encompasses some of our primal features, some of our instinctual self. It's our need for connection to the earth, to beautify, to harmonize with it, and to survive. So we were kind of in a survival mode. Our soul is in survival mode when it comes to Taurus. But it survives off of instinct. That's the thing about Taurus. And so I guess what I'm here to talk about is the gift of Taurus and the beauty of Taurus. The gift of Taurus is your awareness. Does that make sense? Okay, the gift of Taurus is our awareness. Our awareness, Taurus shapes so much of our awareness because it encompasses our values and the things that we love, the things that we are enamored by, the things that we have an affinity to within culture, within food, dialogue, social standing, class, work, things that we nurture on a daily, things that are routine for us, things that are habitual, things that are familiar. Okay, so very territorial energy, very territorial energy when we're talking about Taurus. So we're talking about the wolf who leads the pack. We're talking about someone who's loyal. We're talking about boundaries. We're talking about the land. We're talking about birthright. So last night I was channeling some energy. I was meditating. I was writing some stuff down. And I kind of just went into like this trance-like mode, this very transit mode, this kind of ascension transit mode. And for me, it was just about letting whatever was inside of me to come out so that I can clearly hear and clearly define it. Does that make sense? There was a little bit of speculation. There's a little bit of speculation in my spirit, a little bit of speculation. It was a very speculative type of energy. Very tasking. This new moon energy felt the most pressing to me, felt like the most pressure, because I have 4 planets in Scorpio. Okay, I have Jupiter at the very beginning at 4 degrees, either Mercury or Venus at 14 degrees, and I think either between Mercury and Venus I have both of them between 14 and 19 degrees of Scorpio. And then I have Pluto at 29 degrees of Scorpio at the very end. So this was massive. This is a massive surgical removal for me. It was almost like this energy of someone drilling in or insurrecting light down the middle passage. It's like there's this middle passage, the middle passageway between my heart and my sacral chakra, my root chakra, really. It was all heart patterning. It was all heart patterning. This was all about heart patterning. So ultimately what Taurus represents to us is our heart's desires, and our heart's desire is to really connect. You know, how are we connecting? How are we creating new spaces? You know, Taurus was all about creating, this new moon cycle was all about creating a new place and a new home where you can inject and endure. That's what this was about, endurance. This is all about endurance and our strength and our pathway and our authentic path, you know. It was just very, very amazing because I started to speak these affirmations, and I wrote some affirmations down. I wrote a prayer. I signed, sealed, and delivered it. And it was just like stuff just started flying out of my mouth as I was channeling the energy. You know, I had the window open, the wind was coming through, and I just began to just usher in the great spirit of God, a great channeled spirit. This I'm hearing in my head an innuendo. I don't know what that word means, but if somebody can help me out with that, an innuendo. I'm also feeling like this enigma, very enigmatic feeling. So I was watching, if anybody's familiar with American Horror Story, I was watching this one season of Roanoke, My Roanoke Nightmare, where the interracial couple moves out into North Carolina, into the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the woods, and it happens to be that the land is like cursed and bound to an old colony that like died off years ago, and like there's the spirits of that colony were like killing niggas off, killing people off who was stepping foot in the house, living there for too long, because the leader of the colony, the butcher, as they called her, she is coming in. You know, she signed, sealed, and delivered that land unto herself. You know, before she died, she made sure that that land was always and forever going to remain hers, and whoever should step foot on the land and claim that as their own territory, they would be killed. So everybody's just dying. Everybody is just dying throughout the whole history of that season. Everybody dying, death, destruction. Okay, so that really is the energy of this Taurus season that we're going through, and the new moon. There's this uncovering, this unpiling, and trying to dig and find our inheritance, our lost treasure. You know, there's this need to really, really saturate something. There's this need right now to saturate and allow the spirit to really, really move you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the energy of Taurus, you can imagine Taurus as even, you know, being around the campfire in the middle of the woods with your tribe, with the clan, with the colony, dancing around the fire. You know, it's very, very territorial, very, very loyal, and it almost felt like a rite of passage, like this whole feeling of being a rite of passage. Like, the only way I can describe it, how I'm seeing it in my head, is like young children turning the age of 12, you know, getting their marks on their face with the face paint, like very, very tribal, very like indigenous, very, very indigenous energy. So that this Taurus new moon was probably one of the most powerful new moons. And as it pressed upon us, I felt this energy of oppressing. There's a pressing need. There's this pressing need. And it's something that needs to sprout up, okay? There's something that needs to sprout up right now. Something needs to be replenished. Just our whole life, you know? So, you know, just take that for how you will. I'm just channeling this energy. I'm trying to deliver this in the best way. And that's a lot of what Taurus is about too, is our delivery. Our delivery. So I already know that I'm going to have to go back and watch this video. Like, this is not even me speaking. This is just coming up. A lot about Taurus, what Taurus encompasses, is our delivery. So y'all don't know, but I'm a singer. I sing in some of my videos though. So you guys know that about me if you've been watching. I'm a singer. And one of my favorite singers growing up was a Taurus, Chris Brown. And Chris Brown, when I think about and go back into my memory bank, really was kind of the foundation for my delivery as a singer. And it means so much to me. Like, that means so much to me. You know, that fact right there means so much to me, you know. I sorry, y'all. I'm just regurgitating this as it comes. And I think that's a lot of what this Taurus energy is bringing to, is the need to really just clear the throat chakra. Like, that's really what I was feeling last night, was this need to clear the throat chakra. That's what I'm feeling, is the need to really clear the throat chakra. Let me grab my agate. Let me get grounded. I don't know how this astrology channel is going to eventually, like, co-sign itself, or how it's going to brand itself. But right now, y'all, I feel like an idiot. I feel like I'm a babbling mess, but I know I'm not. I know I'm making sense. But this is just the throat chakra needed to be cleared. And now I realize that, you know, these past 2 years have been a season of change, death, and rebirth for me. Complete transformation, rising up out of the ashes of my own flame. And I think that the last and final frontier, and this is making more sense too, because now I'm realizing, y'all, we're in the 5th month. Today is May 5th that I'm recording this. The throat chakra is the 5th chakra. So there is a need right now to clear the throat chakra. And in order to clear it, like, we have to talk about certain things, you know. In order to be able to stand up and to be sovereign in your life, you have to demand. You have to be demanding, and you have to lay your claim, and you have to provide boundaries for yourself. And the way that we provide boundaries for ourselves and that we let other people know about those boundaries is our speech. How we speak about oneself lets everybody else know how to approach you. And, like, you know, your delivery, you know, there should always be an expectation within that realm of your self-worth of how you're going to deliver something. People should already know. Like, people already know. Like, with Taurus, people already know. You know what I'm saying? I have a Taurus in my life, a cousin. I'm an older lady, middle-aged, and I just know. You know what I'm saying? Every time a certain subject is brought up, or we're talking about a certain subject, or, you know, I get on the phone with this person, or I see this person, first of all, I know it's all love. Secondly, I don't even have to bring up certain things, or I don't even have to wait for a response, because I already know your energy says everything about you. The way you speak about yourself, the way you speak about everything around you, lets you know you can either approach this person one way, or you can't approach them this way. So, wow, I didn't know all this was going to come up. I didn't know what was going to come up for this video, but I'm just here doing it. So, Taurus encompasses the field of influence. There is a field of influence. Taurus encompasses whatever we are influenced by at the time, the trend. There's a certain trend. There's a particular frequency that is grounded in the earth. There's a particular reality. You know, there's a particular reality. And so one of the themes that we're dealing with during this Taurus season is we're all working to perceive a brand new reality. We're all working to emotionally lock something in, and mentally. Okay? And so with Taurus, there's already a concept, a format in your head. There's already a formatting. You understand what I'm saying? Taurus already knows what they want and what they're going to have and what they need. Does that make sense? They already know that. And so they have all power in their hands because they just know. They just know. They know what they're going to have. They already in their mind have set up boundaries. Now it's about gaining the skill and nurturing that that ideal. Nurturing that ideal that they have set up for themselves. So a lot of this is still like purging. You know, a lot of this is still purging. And, you know, again, I can't stress enough right now. The spirit wants me to stress the throat chakra. You know, how you speak, you know, how you sing, how you deliver a message. It's all in your delivery. Everything is in your delivery. Everything. Everything is in your delivery. Which is what I think Taurus is like, that's something that Taurus is learning to ground and saturate into their being. That's definitely a lesson for the Taurus archetype. Because, you know, Taurus can be very, they're very honest. You know, they're very honest, also to the point of being brutal and very, very critical, you know, with the Capricorn and the Virgo trine, you know, there's a very critical, cold-blooded, demanding, set in stone nature, you know. So, you know, these are people that can, you know, be interpreted or come off or viewed as being mean, harsh, cold, very, very blunt, straight to the point. You know, what's the definition? What's defining? What's the bottom line? Like, that's the thing about Taurus, is like, what is the bottom line? You know, very, very definite. And that's why Scorpio is their opposite, because Scorpio is all about kind of merging a reality, merging this, like, Scorpio knows the bottom line. Like, Scorpio knows the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? All Scorpios know the bottom line. They're working to infuse their reality with a higher sense of self, or with a more defined, actualized sense of self. You know, taking what's deep and hidden, but what has so much meaning, and bringing it to the forefront in a very strategic, mob-like, very hidden, speculative way. So, I think that's what makes Taurus so critical, is because Taurus is always trying to survive. You know, Scorpio really, really is survival, or really is the need to let go, kind of. There's a sense of transcendence and surrender. I think transcendence is the right word, but I could use another word. Transcendence and accountability. You know what I'm saying? There's transcendence, but there's accountability. You know, like Taurus, Scorpio, it's so important to talk about Taurus's opposite, Scorpio, because at the end of the day, we have to master something. And at the end of the day, if we haven't mastered our emotions, we can't do anything. You know, we can't create anything if we haven't mastered our emotions. And so that's what Taurus is working to do. Taurus is learning how to master their emotions, their delivery, and how they perceive reality. And then when you can do that, you can create your own reality the way you feel like it should be. So these videos kind of encompass a lot of things. It encompasses a lesson, it encompasses metaphysics, it encompasses allegories, you know. So right now I'm working to define my whole signature, starting by first coming up with a name. Poseidon, that is my name. That is my, you can call it alter ego, my higher self. How I deliver my message is through the guise of Poseidon, the great astrologer. So within Taurus, there's always a lesson involved. Like, Taurus has a lot of lessons to learn. You know, so, you know, that's Taurus. How is this affecting us moving forward through the rest of the month? We're now kind of more stable. We kind of all now have our boundaries now. And as we continue to clear our throat chakras and remove whatever is not our own conditioning, you know, our own reactionary propositions, we become more fully into ourselves. We become that flower that has bloomed, you know, and we begin to nurture what's true and authentic to us, you know. Let's talk about Saturn and Pluto retrograding. That's happening, trying this energy. So there are paths being cleared. There are ways being made to give you the space to authentically express yourself and to bring your new world order to the scene. Because the thing that's happening right now is we're all working to perceive reality in our own way, through our own traumas and experiences. We're all working right now to perceive reality in its fullness from what we've been through. Because what Taurus has to learn, and one of the things that they have to work with, is through going to work through trauma, you know, because Scorpio is opposite of that. Scorpio encompasses so much trauma, so much death, so much infinite life processes, and within that is pain, there's trauma, there's darkness, there's hidden mysteries, there's secrets, you know, and certain things that the unconscious is still processing. You know, there's a lot that the unconscious right now is still processing through this Taurus season. You know, there's a lot that we're still processing. And so there's a lot of things that we're processing, like sex, just the things about how we have introduced and delivered sex, the whole sexual archetype, the whole, you know, just the whole concept of sex and how we've worked that and used that, and how it's really, really become our downfall because we don't know how to use it. We don't know how to use sexual energy the right way. You know, it's not just the physical manifestation of sex. It is the involvement in life. It is the merging of ideas and concepts. It is the water, the ebb and flow. It's just energy. Sex is really just energy. You know, people are getting fucked all the time and not being penetrated. And it's energy. You know, sex is everything is everything. Everything is connected. And that is another big lesson regarding this Taurus season, is that everything is connected. And once we learn to understand the mechanism of God, the faculties of God, the different offices of God, we can start to really branch off and create a world anew, and also merge heaven and earth. Create heaven on earth, or merge heaven and hell to create a new earth. So really the message for this video is, how are you creating your new earth? What are you unearthing? What are you unearthing right now that you can use? What are you discovering in the hidden places of your body, of your mind, of your psyche, that you can use this, that you can go for? What are you unearthing right now? What is it? You know, what is it that you can grow, that you can nurture? What is special to you? What has the most meaning to you right now that you can use to create a new reality? And that encompasses going through and swimming through the depths of your trauma and pulling out the beauty in your pain. That was a lot of what I was meditating on last night, was the beauty in my pain. What beauty do I really find in my pain? In the pain that you've experienced? In the infinite life processes you've been through, what can you really dig out of there? What can you pinpoint? What can you nurture from all of that? What can you purify and make gold? Does that make sense? Okay, so that's my Taurus new moon spiel. Post new moon spiel. Let's talk about the month of May. Let's talk about the month of May in its fullness. So the way I like to do these predictions, first of all, I don't run on regular time. I work with the cycles of the moon. I look at the placement of the sun, the stars, the planets, and I allow that to be my timetable. Let's just start there. But whenever I like to talk about a month, I like to talk about where the moon was at the beginning of the month, on the 1st. Where was the moon on May 1st? In the first house of Aries. New beginnings. New personal activations. May is going to be a month of personal activation. Personal integrity. It's a personal reality. This whole month is deeply personal. On a collective level, it's going to shift perception. This is a month about shifting perception. Because when we're talking about Aries, we're talking about the self. We're talking about the I am. We're talking about who we are at face value. And then Taurus is how we package it and how we deliver it. Taurus is the whole packaging, it's the branding, it's the trend, it's the beauty, it's the textile. You know what I mean? It's the pitch. Got to really get into this stuff and understand how this correlates with everything. So this month we're working on our delivery. We're working on how we really present ourselves. how we personally activate new forms of light and new perception, how we see each other, how we see the world at large. This month is going to be affected. This May is about a month of personal activation. Activation portals, windows of opportunity, I'm hearing. Windows of collective responsibility, you know, because as individual as it is, it's still very collective. Always, everything's interconnected, everything. So this month is really all about you. Point blank period. It's all about you. How you deliver it, how you package it, how you manifest it. Each step of the way is the new realm of reality that you're creating. And so, what is your love language? What is your love signature? Everybody has a personal signature and a personal love language. Mine happens to be magic, astrology, mysticism, spirituality, the occult. That is my personal love language. Attributing everything back to destiny, the stars, back to God, back to love. That's a song by Chris Brown too. Back to love, yeah. Everybody sees it's you. I'm the one who lost a few. Everybody says we're through. I hope you haven't said it too. So where do we go from here? We found so far away. I don't even know the words. So we'll crawl till we can walk again. And we'll run until we're strong enough to jump. Then we'll fly until there is no end. So let's crawl, crawl, crawl back to love. Chris Brown, man, a Taurus. So yeah, this month, you guys, I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about the astrology, but I will say that the Scorpio full moon. I'm going to say that again. Scorpio full moon. The Scorpio full moon later this month is the lining in the sand. That is going to draw the line in the sand. That is going to be the lining in the sand. And I'm hearing in my head, that's going to draw all men unto me. Y'all, I be receiving these messages from Spirit, and it's like, you know, I feel like a radio who is still working to get in tune. I hope that's not deceiving. That's just honesty, but it's like, I know what I hear, and I know what's coming through ultimately, you know, is going to meet the benefit of everyone listening in some way, shape, or form. But I also realize that I be talking like I got a few antennas hooked to different things, and maybe that's truly true. But I know one thing, that I am psychic aware. I am psychically aware. Like, I have psychic energy built up, you know? I'm very, very intuitive. And I know things without knowing them. So, you know, this has been me nurturing my gift. Like right now, within Taurus season, I'm working to nourish and nurture my shamanic principles, my psychic gifts, and working to become more associated and involved with the earth. Okay? Very, very important that I say that. Because Uranus is in Taurus. Awakening us, shocking us. Shocking. Shocking realization, shocking opportunity, awareness, weird things, catastrophe, just awakening, just a whole social climactic clearing. So we're working to receive a new reality, perceive and receive a new reality, and merging it. merging concepts, merging hidden realities, and we're activating. Like, this is a month of activation, personal activation, activating new portals. This is divine. This is all divine. It's all about divine timing, divine reflections. I'm hearing divinity it's like right now, the way I see it, we're casting divinity. Like, we're casting our net, hoping to reel in a great huge ball of fish. Okay, so that all sounds good. So this is going to be your personal activation month to really personally integrate yourself into reality, creating a space where you can be more of an individual. Whether you look at yourself as a light worker, an astrologer, an empath, a psychic, whatever, all those things are valid to your experience, but it's about how you personally, your own personal integrity, and how you integrate it and harmonize it with the rest of society. God is creating a space for all of us right now to be able to reintroduce ourselves, our individual gifts. Spirituality is becoming more aware. There's more of an awareness of spirituality, and really what spirituality is, just the interconnectedness and the inner workingness of God, which is people, plants, places, and things. So spirituality is everything, but now we're working to integrate this reality, this awareness of it. So this is a very powerful month. This is probably going to be one of the most powerful months of activation that we have, all because the moon began this month in Aries, the I am, the self. So the vibe is really, really about what's special to us. And not only, did we have the moon there, but Venus and Mercury was there. So there's this drive, there's this commitment, there's this burning desire to kind of really sear through and to see things through, to command attention, to make direct cosmic motion, to move things with our mind and with our intention. Very, very strong surging. It's light. It's light work, you guys. It's light. It's light. It's light. It's light. It's light. My burden is easy. My yoke is light. Or my yoke is easy. My burden is light. Y'all know what I mean? Okay. So cool. Let's get into, should I do an angel card? Should I do a tarot? Let's do an angel card. So I honor myself, I honor my ancestors, I honor the angels that I work with, the ascended masters, the guides, and I thank you right now that you are going to come through with a message of love, a message of antiquity, to help us to ground in this new reality, okay? We need y'all. We calling out to y'all. And I have here, take your power back. Take it back. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. That sounds like a motherfucking Taurus message. God damn. And it's blue, which is the color of the throat chakra. And I got on blue. I got on blue. Blue for peace. We fighting with peace. Take your power back, Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Wow. And didn't I say the word peace? Y'all heard me say the word peace, right? Okay. At the bottom of the deck, just so y'all see. Take your power back and peace. So what this is telling me is that peace brings power. And peace can only come from within. And it's about how you speak. Create peace with your mouth. Use your mouthpiece to create peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real, which is a huge message that I was getting from this new moon transit in Taurus, was that I kept hearing this phrase in my head. If I know one thing, or if it's one thing I know, love is real. That's all I kept hearing. So we definitely got some powerful messages for the month, you guys, for the rest of Taurus season, going into Gemini, where we'll really be foaming off at the mouth. So let's get some tarot. Let's get some tarot. Let's get some tarot going. Get a divine message from Spirit. Let's get a divine message from Spirit right now. Let's ask for a divine message. Let's breathe in and release. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. All right. I think I'm just gonna pull three messages. 3 messages for the collective for the rest of this Taurus season, the rest of the month of May, to kind of solidify and kind of sign off, co-sign on this May prediction. Nine of Swords. First card out is Nine of Swords. So what this tells me, what this indicates is that many, for some of you, you know, you'll be dealing with pressures from life. Doubts that weigh heavy. Dreams that seem like they take forever. Nightmares. Many of y'all just need to relax. Many of us just need to relax and allow life to happen. Allow life to take its toll and take shape. If you set an intention, if you've been consistent in something, just know that all things work together for the good of them that love God. And then we have the Empress, which is Venus, Taurus energy. And this is about feeling abundant. You know, this is about abundance, femininity, stepping into the realm of glory, of your 5 senses, indulgence, nurturance. So, for some reason, I'm hearing space goes coast to coast. I don't know why I'm hearing these things, you guys. It's funny though, when I hear this stuff, it's like, and I'm just seeing an underwater submarine. I don't know what the hell is going on from this cartoon. But the Empress is all about delegation. Like the Empress is in control of her shit. She's nurtured pound for pound. I'm hearing pound for pound. Pound for pound down to the ground. I'm hearing cutting boards. I'm hearing cutting boards. It's like manifestation. It's like you live in the manifestation. This is you living in the manifestation. You know, living in your world. You know, the world that you created for yourself. For many of you, or for some of you, this could indicate pregnancy. This could mean happy home. This could mean partying. This could just mean joy, food, family, culture. You just really indulging in the spices and smelling the roses of life. You know, you got some money stashed away. You've got enough money to last you a lifetime. You got enough money to go take yourself on a trip to buy yourself some fancy things. Maybe even buy other people some fancy things. This is very, 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 I'm hearing turbulent energy, but it's very, very, it's, testimonial energy. You like, you know, the Nine of Swords and the Empress, man. Some of y'all dealing with a lot of doubts and fear, a lot of night terrors, you know, things that are keeping you up at night, not feeling good enough, not feeling wanted enough, you know, not feeling like you really have a leg to stand on. But wow. And then we have the 5 of Wands coming out. Oh, damn. And my whole card deck just fell. Hope that's not bad luck. So this is what we got so far, y'all. 5 of Wands, 9 of Swords, the Empress. I'm hearing regal battle. I'm hearing royalty strikes. You know what? This is indicating to me that there is, and I was having this vision earlier too, so this is nothing but confirmation. But when I look at these two, I put these two together as being the more negative energies that are influencing us this month, but then there's sunshine after the rain, beauty after the pain. There's beauty after the pain. So, okay, how I'm seeing this is there's a battle going on. There's a battle in the wilderness. Like there's this tribal war, right? Maybe that's not a good example. Just imagine a whole field of moss and shrub and overgrowth. And then imagine out of that grows a beautiful tree, just something beautiful, you know? So what this is telling me is that we all have to start focusing on the beauty within all of the drama and the pain, okay? So you may be going through ego battles, energetic distillation, energetic combativeness, and this could be bringing you a lot of fear, nightmares. You're staying up at night. You're thinking way too much than you're doing. You're fighting and thinking too much way than you're enjoying your life, enjoying the beauty in your life. So it's kind of almost about taking your power back, the power of your five senses, and merging, and then starting to really merge with reality as it is, as it's growing, as it's becoming. You know, there's something becoming. That's what this is telling me, that there is something still on the verge of becoming. And it's almost like, you know, if you take that next step, if you just push a little bit further, if you just open your eyes a little bit wider, you can see the beauty in your pain. Through all of this negativity, swords drawn, fights, ego battles, you know, disapprovals, there's beauty within the pain. You know, there's a forest with your name on it. I'm here. There's a forest with your name. There's a garden through that, you know. And even mentally, you know, there's this mental garden we're working to cultivate now, because that is the ultimate thing about Taurus that I respect, is that they have already a blueprint laid out. Like there's a mental garden before they go in and they nurturing their actual garden. There is a mental garden. So it's kind of about really clearing your thoughts, you know, really burning through that thicket and the underbrush, the overgrownness, and really looking at the beauty within that, looking at the beauty within your life, really looking at the beauty within your life. So that's very, very important. I think I'm going to pull one more card. Let me get my cards because they all kind of fell down. You know, it's funny. Yesterday, or let me say, maybe the beginning of May, the first day of May, I heard this song in my head. I heard this song, and it's by Macy Gray, and it goes, "There is beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world. There is beauty in the world, beauty in the world. When I look around, I see blue skies, I see butterflies. Notice me, stop and smell the flowers and lose it. Let the music," something like that. But here we have a butterfly. And so that whole concept of beauty growing out of the thicket, look. Look, guys. Look. This is beautiful. Wow. Through all your stress and all your turmoil, there's beauty in the world. It's you. You remain strong, tall. You are your greatest manifestation. You are your greatest manifestation. You are your greatest manifestation. Look at you. You're a masterpiece. You're wonderful. You're vital to this life and to this community. You are wonderful. You are experienced. And you are talented. Take back your motherfucking power, nigga. And you should speak about yourself that way all the time. No matter what people have to say about you, no matter what maybe you've even been through in the past, it doesn't matter right now, because you're still your greatest manifestation. Those negative things, like, see, this is the thing that I'm talking to myself, y'all. I'm in church right now with myself. It's Sunday. We in church right now. This is the Holy Ghost section. Look, I've been through some fucked up shit in my life. Have I done some fucked up shit? Maybe by other people's standards, you know, and my standards as well. Yeah, but not in the way that other people would look as fucked up. Like, the more fucked upness that I've done is stuff that really only affects me. You understand what I'm saying? Any fucking up I've done has truly, truly, really only affected me. All the good things I've done have affected other people. Does that make sense? And everything we do affects each other on some type of subatomic level. Don't get me wrong. But really on a material, real world, like real time, reality, perception, I've really only ever caused good in other people's life. Okay, does that make sense? And so I've been through some things these past couple of years, you know, things that I really truly value as valid life lessons. But it came from most places where people wouldn't really expect a lesson to come from. Does that make sense? Like, that wasn't a conventional, like what did you really learn from that? You didn't learn nothing from that. Like, trying to tell me as if I didn't learn nothing, as if I'm not experienced at life. And I think that's something that really has to come through too, is to know that you are experienced, that you do know what you're doing, that you do know what you want. You want love. You know, you just need to create your own love language based around love. Or your own love language based around your authenticity, I'll say. So that's a big thing. You know, we have the Empress come out. We have the Six of Wands, which shows recognition for a talent, for your passion. You know, you're flying free. You're able to go. You're able to be relieved. You're relieved from something. Something really, really gaslighted you, and I'm hearing it ghosted you. It made you. It's about transcendence. You know, you transcended something. There's something at this point during this Taurus season that we're transcending, and I think a lot of it is our own pain and our own shame. We're transcending all of that stuff. We're turning our beauty. We're trading in beauty for the ashes, you guys. So know that there is beauty in your pain. You know, if you can't look at your pain and find beauty in it, that's a sad life. You know, and people will call you crazy. People will try to hold you emotionally hostage for that, because why do you were this at this point, you did this and that, and you look at how fucked up you were. Why are you smiling? You know, why are you smiling? You know, what people will do that to you. People will try to pigeonhole you based off their perception of your life and how you have conducted your life and the things you've been through that may be deemed as unworthy of, you know, approval or recognition. And that's a lot of this energy that's coming through, is we're going to have to really purge by getting into confrontation with other people. But it's not going to be so much a battle between each other as it is going to be with the spiritual realm. It's us really just clearing out this falsehood and the realities that have not been acknowledged. Does that make sense? Because there are realities, you guys, that have not been acknowledged, that we don't acknowledge, but that do remain potent in our reality today, but they just don't get acknowledged for what they are. So there's no healing, there's no tribute, there's no cooperation, there's no forward movement, you know? And I'm feeling compelled to pull one more card. I'll pull the fifth one just because it is May 5th. And it is the 5th month, and it's Taurus season, and we're talking about clearing the 5th chakra, so let's get one more message. But other than that, it's looking good. I mean, it's going according to plan. You know, everything that you went through was according to plan in order to build this new world, right? And then we have Four of Pentacles. So this is definitely Taurus energy, locking something down. We're locking in a new reality. We're locking in some money, new relationships. We finally established ourselves on something. We finally found a dry land, something that we can really bare feet, you know, claim as our own. And we're just working to really cultivate that. Only that. Like, we don't want anything else to be cultivated that's not within the bounds of this. This is boundaries. This is solidification. This is foundation. This is angels. So, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. So you're going to get what you came looking for. I'm here. You're going to get what you've been looking for. It's right around the corner. You are being recognized as a vessel of love and of light. And, you know, you have a lot to give. You know, you have a lot to give. So just pursue that. You know, your dreams are carrying on. You know, your dreams are carrying on all the time. Your dreams are always carrying on. So, y'all, this was my post-new moon interpretation and month of May prediction / interpretation. I'm wishing everybody the best. I'm wishing everybody love, luck, and light. And I will see y'all on the next flight. All right. Bye.